With an easy towing narrow body, a lightweight 3,700 pounds, and a better towing tandem axle system, the 2106 FBS Winnebago here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan is perfect for folks who are looking for high class but small and well built, which is a hard combination of features to find today. Now take a look with the slide closed. We can get through the hold on thing. And take a look with the slide closed. She's turtle friendly and everything. I really feel, if I had to put my finger on one thing that really got these Winnebagos, on the map, that is their decors, both inside and outside. And we'll talk more about exteriors as we get there. But inside here, they really went different from a lot of the market. I'm watching a lot of other brands start to tune in on what they're doing here. And it's not that they're the first to do it, it's just that for a long time, nobody was doing it with this lighter, brighter interior decor. And where I think it's really important is in a small 7-wide camper like this. Because lighter is brighter, brighter is bigger, and bigger is better. And I really think they know that because they put extremely large windows in here anywhere they can. And if you're really paying attention, you notice these are tilt-open jowlecy style windows. And what that means in English, guys, is that if it's raining outside, you can still leave the windows open. And that is an unusual quality in today's RV market. Most windows slide open instead of tilt open. So that's a nice little handy benefit here. Now, it throws a lot of people off that you have one hanging closet and then one open side stand. And that is different, for sure. It is by design. And I swear, it's a 50-50 thing between people. Some people like, no, I like a hanging closet. Some people like, no, I like an open stand so that I feel like I'm not closed in. Well, they kind of split the difference here, but being a narrow camper, they wanted to make sure it did still feel open and welcoming. So that is kind of the reasoning for it here. Plus, again, it does allow for those bigger windows here, and that does allow for some awesome airflow. You'll find all of our cabinetry in here, just like everything in this, it's built a notch above. Like we've got all pocket screwed cabinetry, all hardwood cabinet door frames, the nice big pleated shades on these big windows. Now, this is absolutely designed to be a couple's camper, but a lot of the people who are picking off these little micro minis, they are grandpa and grandma, and every now and then the grandkid does come along. The sofa in this can fold down, but we do have a privacy curtain here if you do want to fold that down there. A neat thing on these is the fact that they are completely carpetless even in front of the sofa, which is very cool. So this thing is extremely easy to clean. Now, as I mentioned, that sofa can fold down. There is also a handy little table that hides behind the sofa that you can pop out. And it's great for when it is dining time or entertainment time or something like that. And what's kind of cool is you can really still sit 4 people at the table if you pay attention. And what I mean by that, you can sit 2 or 3 at the sofa here. And you can also set a couple chairs on this side of it. If we are really going to be inside on a rainy day and have to entertain the whole family or friends to play cards or whatnot, you can still do that here. But when you're done, you put the table away behind the sofa because it's just a simple folding leg table. Now we have just a nice, comfortable, open concept right here. So it's small, but it doesn't quite feel so small between the open design, the big windows, and the lighter decor. Over here, I want to kind of also point out the fact that all of our cabinet door handles are a little bit bigger, but they don't like have points that stick up. So if you're walking past like a kitchen door handle, they're not going to like catch your pants and tear your pants or something like that. I can't tell you how many pairs of slacks I've lost here at Haylett RV because of something like that. Simple entertainment center, but effective. You got your HD TV, Bluetooth, DVD player up top here. It is all HDMI ready, and you can get the J Control app to turn your phone into a wireless Bluetooth remote for this thing, which is pretty handy. Now, another thing I like to point out on these, when you start getting into 7-wide campers, you will often run into smaller truck camper-sized refrigerators, but that is not the case here. This is a fully featured, fully outfitted kitchenette, and it gets the job done well. Now, it's not a giant camper. You don't have all the countertop space in the world for prepping that you possibly could, but they've done what they could where they could, and they've tried to make up for the rest. So if you do need extra prep space, there's a handy little kick-up countertop here you can add for a little extra room. The sink covers help, regain some lost prep space, and that's also why we have a stovetop cover over here. Now, what I like about Winnebagos, they're very good at listening to their customers. And a lot of people, they really they were optioning in things like sink covers and the stovetop. So Winnebago said, I tell you what, we're just going to make this stuff standard because this is the way that everybody wants it. So we're going to build it the way that you're asking for it, not the way that we just feel you should take it. And I have a lot of respect for brands like that do that, because not every brand, conducts themselves that way. Now, you'll find, again, higher materials, like full extension plywood box drawers right here. They used every ounce of space they possibly could, and I do like that you actually could put a wastebasket in there. I also like to point out the fact that, again, it's kind of, I think a lot of their motorized pedigree comes through even in the Towables here. Like the nicer stainless sinks, not just in the kitchen, not just for eye candy, but also in the bathroom. They go the whole way. I do also really appreciate the fact, especially with the potential grandbabies bopping around, they privatized this little command center up here. And in an interesting turn of events, they actually have hard slide and awning power override switches right here so that it helps avoid phantom drain on your battery. Now, that big 6 cubic foot fridge, I do just want to circle back to that because, again, in a little camper, a full-size fridge like that is sometimes a hard find, as is central air conditioning in this little guy. All of these little things I'm talking about, they're little reasons why the Winnebago runs a little bit more money than some other small things. Like, again, material selection. You can hear the difference between wood fascia and foam fascia. There's nothing wrong with foam fascia necessarily. It is lighter weight. It is less money. But ask somebody if they'd like something built out of foam or wood, and you're going to hear wood 10 times out of 10. You know, that's the idea. Something that is a little stronger for longer lasting. Now, they really got this bathroom sized up well because there's plenty of legroom in front of that foot flush toilet for you, and a little camper with a nice shower. And that's another thing they really hit the nail on the head with these, is a good sized shower in a little camper. And to help you get a little more elbow room, we got that radius shower track up there just to really be able to stretch it out. Now, this is another thing. This kind of is very reminiscent of like a Rockwood RV to me, in that they have extremely good closet space in the bathrooms, and it actually does go all the way to the floor. Having that extra hanging space, because a lot of people remember there's only one hanging closet up front. You're going to want the extra hanging closet in here. Over in this area, something that throws a lot of people off. Why is this here? And that's actually the chimney from one of your holding tanks, because it does have to ventilate upstairs. Now, again, not just a stainless sink in the bathroom, but a big adult-sized one you can actually get your hands into. And I love the fact that the switch is down here, because, again, if you do have a grandbaby over for the weekend, and, they may not be tall enough to reach that switch, it's nice that they can get to it down here. And it's those kind of simple little things that make this a fun little camper. Like the fact, this little box, it does not need centrally ducted floor heating. So that means that this is easier to clean, and you don't have floor vents you have to clean out. They're using like a luxury fifth wheel HD antenna up here, which is nice. You don't have to crank these up and down. This antenna just is there, and it gets greater reach and better reception, basically. But it's not the least expensive antenna. But this is not the least expensive branded camper. If you're looking for less expensive, you're looking down the wrong path. If you're looking for really high class, but just not giant, well, I think maybe we're on the right track. Now, the one we're looking at right here has that, very classic neutral platinum exterior skin. So it's less obvious in this case than it is on some other Winnebagos. But usually it's the exterior of a Winnebago that catches people immediately, because they have 7 or 6 or something, or 8, I don't know, different exterior skin tones. You've got like white, blue, red, platinum, yellow, orange, there's a green, there's a champagne, there's different colors you can put on the exterior of these. And that is exceptionally uncommon. You actually have more exterior color package options than you have interiors. But it's not just the color of the skin that really sets these apart. It's the grade and the quality of the skin. You see the incredible mirror-like reflectivity on that skin right there. You don't get that on a normal travel trailer. Normal travel trailers, the type of fiberglass skin is called Phylon, and there's nothing wrong with it. Basically, there's just less resin in the mold when they make the fiberglass. But this is a higher grade material. It's about 4 times thicker than traditional fiberglass. It's literally the same skin that they use as the base on their diesel pushers at Winnebago. Winnebago already had a fiberglass supplier, so they didn't need to get a new one. They just used the guys who were already taking good care of them. And this is a best-in-class feature. That's why I'm talking about. There is no one else in this size, grade, market point using this grade of fiberglass. In point of fact, there are almost no manufacturers making big fifth wheels that have this grade of fiberglass. It is exceptionally uncommon. And what's great about it is it has higher UV reflectivity, so it's not going to like chalk and fade. You can buff out scratches because, you know, it's more of a surface abrasion than actually getting into the blanket of the fiberglass. There's a lot of advantages to it. Now again, smart, simple, effective details, because you are purchasing a higher class camper looking for a little more ease and simplicity. And I bumped the power button on the camera. I've done that before. Anyway, back to the point here. Simple, easy magnet latches, simple, easy slam latches. You know, everything is simple, easy. That's the point. Now, one thing they do well on this little guy is big storage up front. This thing has a really large storage compartment. Case in point, guys, what we're looking at right here, that is the entire kit that holds the propane tanks, the propane tray, the regulator, all that, and it is dwarfed by comparison inside of here. This is a huge compartment, and what I like is you have the same size door on both sides of the camper. This 30-inch wide, extra tall baggage door, and this is really nice if you have like zero gravity chairs or nice camping chairs and you want to store it in here. As long as I'm taking a knee down here, we're going to look at a couple things. We've got our, you know, propane grill quick connect right down here if you are going to do some grilling. Now, right down here, this is something that visually, maybe it isn't really a standout feature to you, but we're looking at it. And that is the different chassis. And what you might notice is it's not actually an I-beam. It's like a Z-frame. It's made very similar to aircraft styling. If you've seen a bunch of my videos, you're bored to tears with me talking about this. But this is an important quality of the Winnebagos, because it is a lighter but stronger frame made with higher grade steel. But it is not the less expensive frame. So that's, again, one of the reasons why your Winnebagos are not the least expensive trailer out there. Now, we will see a similar chassis, well, the same chassis, basically, under our Passports here at Haylitz, under our Whitehawks, under brands that are known for having extremely good service records. And I don't think the one is unrelated to the other, because we all know that if you want a good house, you start with a good foundation. Well, this is the same thing. Now, this is a 7.5 wide narrow body, meaning it's about the same width as your vehicle. So you're going to experience reduced headwinds. You're going to, you know, it's going to tow nicely down the road. Again, between being narrow body, 3,700 pounds, and tandem axle, this is going to tow very nicely. Tandem axle, narrow bodies are a thing that used to be in the industry and kind of phased out. And we're really seeing a huge resurgence from them here at our Winnebagos or our Apexes at Haylett RV. That's another brand that does a very good job of tandem axle 7-wide campers. Now, again, most of this is just the base package. They found how people like them, and that's how they build them. And there's quality through standardization by having a cookie cutter punch out, building the same camper the same way every single time. You just get an improved product. Case in point, like the power awning with LED lights, the power tongue jack, those used to be optional things. They're like, no, we're just going to standardize that. Now, it seems like every camper now pretty much has some level of solar prep made for a little portable panel you could hook up there. That's, you know, there's a lot of people who do boondock camping. That's important. A lot more in the south and the out west than it is here in the Midwest. But it is still an important thing. We do send campers all over, so I want to point that out. Nice look at just the size of this thing. It is just not too big. Now, if you're really paying attention, like the first thing you might notice over here is, ooh, it's got some good looking aluminum wheels. A lot of campers have those. But again, Winnebago goes the extra step, very similar to like a lot of Jaycos in this regard, with the galvanized steel wheel wells. God forbid that belted radial right there catches some debris on the road and gives up the ghost. Because I don't care what brand of tire it is possible for any tire to catch debris and go flat in towing. You're going to like that extra shield right there to give you the opportunity to bring this thing down from speed without damaging, destroying your trailer. Because let's say hypothetically, one of those tires blew and that belted radial is going nuts. Look what's right above it, your slide out. The last thing you want to do after having to deal with a spare tire and flat tire exchange is having to get your entire slide out repaired because a blown tire destroyed it. I have actually seen in my career 4 different trailers totaled from a flat tire. That galvanized steel wheel well, that's not just a gimmick I talk about. That is a legit thing. Just last week, at the time of this filming, I was explaining this to some customers at our showroom floor, and the people right behind me went, he's not kidding. I have a Jayco, I had a flat tire, and that shield down there was beat up, and I can't imagine what it would have been without it. It is a legit thing. Now, they use a lightweight Schwintek self-adjusting slide system on these, and Schwintek slides are a thing that has a bad reputation they do not deserve. And the reason being, there's nothing at all wrong with the Schwintek slide mechanism, at all. It's actually very cool. It is self-adjusting. Every time the slide goes in or out, it will kind of tweak itself to make sure it's coming in or out square. No other slide system does that. It's awesome in that regard. The reason that they don't have a good reputation is because when they first came out, RV factories were installing them in places they had no business to install them. They are designed and they are perfect for lightweight, very low load slides like this. A small little sofa. That's exactly how this is supposed to be used, and we've had no Winnebago slide problems. Wouldn't you know it? When you use something the way it's intended, it works just fine. Now, these giant fifth wheels and motorhomes that were using them on 1,500-pound slide outs, yeah, they had problems. That is not the case here. Separate cable and satellite hookups. Nice little touch, so you don't have to come out here and jump wires all the time. And I like that all of our hookups, like our outside utility shower, our black tank flusher sewer, our power, all of that is right here. And as dumb as it sounds, you guys realize how uncommon it is that there's water hookups over there and electrical hookups over there, and they're not like touching one another? I can't even tell you the number of times I see an RV design with an electrical hookup directly below a water hookup, and I just look at it and go, you are idiots. Who would do something like that? A lot of those trailers we just don't carry anymore. Now, the roof is fully walkable. That ladder's not there just as a suggestion. You can walk all over that roof. I've been all over any Winnebago roof. They got a 3/8 walk on deck, 16-inch on center, arched roof trusses, just like most other things. But it's all aluminum skeleton. This has a all aluminum skeleton. They do have tongue groove plywood 5/8 floor decks. We've got 3/8 roof decks for walking, but it's an all aluminum skeleton. That is another one of those longevity and lighter weight items. They put the biggest awning on this they really could. If the awning went any bigger, it would interfere with that bedroom window up there. And there is some tilt to the awning. It is not a self-righting awning. Keep that in mind. Some are. This is not one of those. That being said, as low as this camper sits, it's so easy to manipulate those awning arms. They didn't need to spend the additional money on that. I respect why they did what they did here. And it does have full-length LED lighting at the base. And against the that high gloss skin package, it really will brighten up your campsite at night. It does just an awesome, awesome job of that. Outside TV hookups over here, a double step instead of just a single step. You will watch some Dollar Cheaper campers cut that corner here. Again, not intended to be the Dollar Cheaper product. And then even just your entry door. Not only do we have the bigger entry handle, but just some detail stuff. Like the door has a friction hinge on it so that the door doesn't slam into the awning arm. Dagnabbit, I hit the power button again. I don't know when I clipped it. I was pulling a glove off and I shifted my camera hand. You don't care. Anyway, so like I was saying, they've got the little auto-closing screen door band on here before I screwed myself up. And then the other thing they've done is they've included a shade even right here on the main entry window. So that what I like is this isn't frosted. So it actually is a window when you're inside the camper. It's not that frosty glass thing you can't see out of. You can see your campsite more. You can see if someone's coming to visit, and you maintain privacy. How cool is that? You kind of get the best of all the worlds here. She's sharp. I think we got it, guys. I think we got it. Between me, fat fingering the power button about 17 different times, I think we got it. So, it doesn't matter where you live. We live close to where the factory is. We don't pay thousands of dollars of shipping on these, which is nice. And we are the Midwest #1 dealer of Winnebago Towable products. People come from all over the place working with us on these things. I think that says a lot, guys. We didn't just, get there by accident. It didn't just happen. There's plenty of other people carrying these things. Obviously, we're doing something and helping people to a degree that no one else is. Then again, we also only do everything with the exception of hidden fees. I don't care where you live. We can get it there. You need financing. We can do it. You need hitching and parts. We got those too. We do everything with the exception of hidden dealer fees. We don't charge extra to clean it, to put propane in the tanks, to put a battery on it. We also include electric and water surge protectors. We don't charge you extra to after the fact because we had to, the truck delivered it here. we show you how it works with a trained technician, you know. We have experts that walk you through these things every time you buy a new RV at Haylett RV. All it's waiting is a phone call or an email. All we need is the opportunity. We'll put one of these together for you guys. And if you're like anybody else, you're going to be happy with it. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.